Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Faith and Femme with me, Farah. Today's show is all about women in business, balancing faith, work, and life during Ramadan. With me, I have two very special guests. But before I introduce them, I just wanted to tell you a bit of background about why I chose this topic. This episode will focus on how women in business navigate the challenges of Ramadan while running businesses or balancing their professional lives with their spiritual practices. I've invited some successful female entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders who can share how they balance their work, faith during Ramadan, and how they also stay motivated in the business world. So we're not going to be just restricted to talk about Ramadan today. So we're going to talk about Ramadan and beyond. So I'd like to introduce the amazing Nora. Hi, say salam, Nora.
Salam alaikum.
Dr. Nora Al-Baldawi is an award-winning cosmetic dentist, esthetician, and a successful business owner of Skintique Beautiful Smiles. With a passion for helping clients look and feel their best, Dr. Nora has built a thriving practice known for excellence in cosmetic dentistry and aesthetic treatments. As a dynamic entrepreneur, she has mastered the art of balancing business and faith. Especially during Ramadan, Dr. Nora's commitment to both her work and spirituality serves as an inspiring example for women in business. Welcome to the show, Dr. Nora.
Thank you so much.
And she is my dentist, guys. So you can see I'm having an amazing treatment so far. Also joining us today, we have the beautiful Afwana. Afwana is the founder of Tiny Petals Baby Massage, a wonderful service offering baby massage, baby yoga, and toddler sessions. Through her work, Afwana creates a calming and nurturing environment for parents and their little ones, helping to foster stronger bonds and promote overall well-being. As a female entrepreneur, Afwana has a wealth of experience in balancing the demands of running a business with the spiritual practices of Ramadan. Today, she'll be sharing how she manages to juggle the challenges of both her professional life and faith, offering insight into how women in business can stay motivated and grounded during this sacred time. We're so excited to hear her perspective and finding harmony between work, faith, and personal life. So please join me in welcoming both Nora and Afwana to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Honestly, when I first thought of women in business, you guys were the top two that came to mind. All my friends with kids rave about how amazing Afwana is and how much they enjoy her sessions. Afwana, what made you go into and establish Tiny Petals Baby Massage? What inspired you?
So it was basically my third child. I had him with a 6.5 year gap between the two. And I was in a position I was working, but I wasn't enjoying my job. And then I fell pregnant. It was probably God's way of saying, I've got something
better coming for you. Yeah.
But obviously you don't see that at that point in time. Anyway, obviously I fell pregnant, had my little one, and I did baby massage with both my older two at the time when short starter classes were running. So I'm talking about years ago.
Oh, wow.
I know I feel really old now.
Oh, no, don't say that.
So obviously it was nearing coming to time to go back to work, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I had all this time and I don't know, I want to do something different. I want to do something for myself. I want to do something I'm going to love and enjoy. I was struggling to find anywhere local that was doing baby massage classes. I did find one who was doing it from home at the time, and a couple of us mums joined. And it made me think that Leicester doesn't really have anywhere locally for a place for mums
offering such a service.
Yeah. I always tell my mums as well that join my classes that my classes are not just for your babies.
Yeah.
It's not just to come and learn baby massage. There's a lot more to it than that. So I wanted to create a space for mums to feel safe, to come, to feel comfortable, because motherhood is hard.
Yeah. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. I mean, I can't relate. I'm not a mum, but I'm a cat mum.
It is tough, and nobody tells you until you actually become a mum.
Yeah.
So with my third one, obviously after having him after such a long time, I felt like it was starting all over again, like a first time mum.
Yeah.
And so many things had changed from the time I had my older two. But yeah, I think it was my youngest that inspired me to go into it. So yeah, it's all thanks to my little one.
Oh, bless. And in motherhood, often people forget like the mother's needs, and
Yes.
because everybody's so in awe of the baby
Yeah,
and the new
yeah.
human being that's come into the world, they kind of
Yes.
forget, the baby has needs.
Yes,
You know, we have to
exactly.
change them,
So
feed
I
them,
wish I
do
had
everything
that
for them.
when my kids were younger.
Oh, I know, I get that from everyone. Oh, but why weren't you around when I had my kids? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm around now, so maybe you can come with your grandkids or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
good idea.
But you know, it's been hard. It's not been easy, but alhamdulillah, when you love what you do,
Yeah.
you put your all into it. And I think for me, it's not even just a job or a business. I feel like it's really rewarding because I'm giving back something to the mums who go away, and I get amazing. You've probably got your friends who tell you,
Yeah.
like, they send me the most amazing messages, you know, and sometimes you don't even know you're doing anything for
Like
them.
that meaningful.
Yeah, but they'll message you and say, you know what, we came to your class, we really enjoyed ourselves, you know. And a lot of them get anxiety because
Oh, bless. It's
they're
kind of like a
first-time
therapy for
mums.
them, isn't it?
Exactly. Driving to, I remember when I had my first child, I don't know about you, Nora, but, you know, just going into like opening the buggy, you're like, oh my God, my husband's not with me. How do I open this buggy? Like, I have no idea.
I was a
little-
researcher, so I'm a little bit different. But you know, it is again. If you either go ahead and just do it,
Yeah.
and then rely on people, or you have to spend so much time and effort learning about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
yeah, 100%. So it's see, when I had my first, I was quite young. I was about 24, 25. So it was quite hard, you know, like, but you have to take
It's
that
like
first
motherhood,
step.
yeah.
Yeah, I always say, because I get messages, mom saying, oh, but I'm really scared, you know, coming. It's my first time getting out with my baby. And I'm like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
My classes are very like cozy, comfortable, they're relaxing. There's no pressure. You just be yourself. And even if you come, you don't talk, you don't sit, you're just being there
Yeah.
is enough. That
Yeah.
you've made that first step, coming out of your car, bringing your baby. That is huge.
That is an achievement, right?
It is.
That is a mashallah,
Yeah.
an amazing achievement. So Allah give you more barakah in
Ameen.
everything that you
Ameen.
do. Just on the back of that, Nora, something that came to my mind, and I kind of related to what Afwana was speaking about, and I thought there's a connection there because Afwana, the classes that she offers, it obviously is a baby therapy, a baby massage, but it's a therapy for the mother indirectly. The treatments that you offer are also in a way kind of fulfilling for women. So if women are not feeling their best, if they want to get their teeth done, or if they want to get something altered or whatever it is, they come to you, and they come to you for your professional advice.
Yeah, I mean, regarding dental
Yeah.
services, it is, it's very advisable
Yeah.
to all, have the regular checkups. If you have an NHS dentist, great, you will have it free. If you don't, then even invest into going to a private dentist, because looking after your teeth before and after having the baby's born is really important. And there is an old wives' tale or a myth where they say, oh, if you breastfeed, you lose a tooth, or whenever you have a baby, you lose a tooth. That's not right.
Wow.
It's not true. It is because the gums get really irritated while you're pregnant. And then because the gums get irritated, they tend not to brush as much. And because they don't brush as much, because the gums bleed, they think they're brushing too hard. It's the opposite. Then the teeth start to rot. So the only advice I would always say to pregnant women and nursing women is brush your gums. Go for it. Let them bleed. The more you do it, the less they're going to bleed. And even if they bleed, it's not because you're brushing too hard. It's because of hormonal changes.
Okay. So you always hear like different old wives' tales, but it's good to be educated in that field.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of, like, one reason that I personally went to Nora was because I knew that she would tell me like the God's honest truth. Like if I went somewhere else, they would try and like sell me services or whatever it is, but I knew that if I'm with Nora, I know that I'm safe. And if you go to somebody that's trusted and that she's not only qualified, but she's also a friend, she's going to give me the advice that I need and not the advice that I want to hear or that she wants to give me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I have people always like messaging me or sending me photos of their teeth, like they want to have composite bonding. It's not suitable for everyone. Like there are so many times, half of the times I say no, because it's not suitable for you. You need to have your teeth straightened first, because if I do composite bonding while your teeth are crowded or something, that means that they're like just a couple of months, and then they will
It's like
break.
you're working backwards, isn't it?
They will break again, and then it's on me.
Yeah.
So that's why there are so many times where I just say, no, I can't do it. You have to do it this way.
Yeah.
And if it means that they're going to go somewhere else, at least I given my
honest advice. Yeah. And
Yeah.
honesty is the best policy, 100%.
Exactly.
Afwana, running a business as a mother and a woman in the professional world can be quite a challenge. How do you manage to balance your business with your personal and spiritual life, both in and out of Ramadan?
It's hard, very hard. It's juggling. Well, I was working. I left my 25-year-old job.
Oh wow!
Just under 6 months ago. So I was working, 3 kids, home, and running a business. It was hard and exhausting, and something had to give. And because I think because I worked, I enjoyed my job because of the people there. So it was hard to find a balance on what do I want to do. So I think 2024 I spent a lot of it, for Allah to guide me and show me the path of which way should I go. Should I just do the business? Because I couldn't do it all. It was exhausting.
There's only so much of you to go around as well, isn't
and the
it?
mums want more classes. Oh, why don't you do toddler classes? Why don't you do sensory classes? And I'm like, but I just physically don't have, I don't have the days, and I don't have time. And it's also hard because then you feel like you're neglecting your children. You're not being able to give them that time.
Yeah.
But alhamdulillah, I left, and it's the best decision I've made. I've been able to do so much more towards my classes. I don't miss it, which is a good thing. I've not had time to miss it, to be honest.
You're so occupied with doing the next thing, aren't you?
It's so, alhamdulillah, busy, and I've just literally qualified for toddler yoga now.
Oh, wow.
Alhamdulillah. So I know,
it's really
just did that.
good.
This is for all the mums that have been on my case saying, why don't you do toddler classes? So this is for them, because
she's done it for you guys.
Yeah, because it wasn't something I felt like with toddler yoga, you're doing all these moves and you're looking at yourself and thinking, oh my God, like, really? But I did a session to qualify with 4 mums, and absolutely enjoyed it. I don't know why I was putting it off for so long.
I'm getting messages from moms that come to your classes, by the way.
Oh God, okay.
Shayna said, Salam's watching you guys, all of my fave people in one room.
Aww.
She said, Shayna. She's always messaging me and, cheering me on, bless her.
She goes, I'm one of the ones telling her for more classes because I miss her.
Yeah, they literally can't you do more classes? We want to come back, and we don't want to just come for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I'm like, but it was hard.
Yeah.
It was difficult. But since I made the decision of leaving work, I can now do a lot more.
Yeah.
But they want a lot. The mums want a lot, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
And I want to give it to them.
Yeah.
So hopefully, inshallah, with this toddler yoga, it'll open up new doors.
Inshallah.
But yeah, it's just finding with the spirituality. I think it's just always asking Allah to guide you.
Yeah.
In whatever best way it is for you. And
yeah.
I've found praying the Hajjud has really helped me.
Oh my God. You're the second person to say the exact same line
Honestly,
on the show.
A few years ago, when I say few years, probably around just after COVID, I was in a place where, yes, my business was growing, but it was COVID. I couldn't run classes. And I was just started praying the Hajjud, and I just asked Allah that, open up doors of opportunity.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was saying do this or do this in
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
And I'm not
It's
lying.
like a buzzword, isn't it?
That day, I posted a reel, and that reel went viral.
Viral. Wow.
And
that was the first time that happened.
Yes, first time when I asked for in tahajjud.
Oh wow.
I've not obviously really shared this with everyone, but that is, tahajjud is,
it answers prayers.
Honestly,
your
it
prayers
answers
get answered,
your prayers in ways you can't. It's
Even
literally,
imagine.
I wouldn't have ever thought of growing my account. I was at 2,000.
Oh wow.
And I know followers is not like a big thing because you can still be really busy with 2,000 followers. So the follower amount isn't like, oh wow, but it is an achievement.
Yeah.
You know, when you've worked so hard and you see it growing, you feel really like, okay, I've done something.
Yeah.
You know, I've achieved something. But it was all down to the tahajjud.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't say, oh Allah, please grow my Instagram account.
You didn't ask for that. Yeah.
I just said, you know, do something
Yeah.
that grows my business. And alhamdulillah,
Oh, mashallah.
here we are today.
Well, maybe because you made such a meaningful and such a sincere dua, Allah answered it for you, mashallah. And off the back of that conversation, in terms of your roles and the different roles that you had to fulfill, Nora, I'm going to come to you. With the different roles that you fulfill, you're not only a dentist, you're an esthetician, you're a mother, you're a wife. How do you juggle all of the roles in Ramadan and throughout the rest of the year?
So with me, I always the thing is, I feel like such responsibility towards everyone.
Yeah.
I've got staff at work, I've got patients, clients, and then my kids. I have 2 kids. I just allocate times for everything, and sometimes I work in overtime.
Oh, bless.
So at work, I tend to delegate. So, okay, I can't be Wonder Woman or anything. If I've got something that I can't do, like things that I want to achieve that other people can do for me, then I would delegate. If I have to employ someone to do it for me, it's fine. You know, because we're not super people, you know. We need to really do the things that we excel at. So for me, if I'm going to do clinical work, no one else can do the work that I do. I can't delegate it. But what I can delegate though is admin, which I hate. I hate admin. I feel comfortable and absolutely happy
Admin is
giving
long.
it to other people to do it for me. So that's how I do it at work. I mean, at home, my husband is very supportive. Mashallah. Although he's a doctor and he works in hospital, we tend to organize things between ourselves. And the good thing is that our kids are older, like 14 and 13 years old. So they're pretty much independent. I mean, my son, he is the younger one. He loves cooking. So Zayn is, we call him Chef Zayn. And he likes because he likes eating. So
And I guess he cooks the food that he likes to eat then, doesn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. My daughter Mel is Melak. She's very sporty. So she drags us all around,
tournaments and stuff.
Mum and dad taxis, taking her to different things. I mean, Zayn does play tennis as well, but Melak is really on it. And now she started football as well. So it's and doesn't matter, Ramadan or not Ramadan, she's dragging us out at iftar time. Yeah. So we have now we have takeaway iftar so many days of the week.
That's commitment.
Because you're on the go, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so early.
It's hard to do it all though, because you've got to weigh up what's important, what's not. If that's what she's enjoying, then you've got to get takeaway. It's fine, you know.
Yeah. So whatever we have, the samosas or stuff like that, we put them in a box and then off we go. And it's actually motivating because while she's doing it, then I've got nothing to do. So I will go on a treadmill, just walk, or the cross trainer. So it's actually really good, beneficial to us.
It gets you going as well. It encourages you in a healthy way. That's really good. I guess it might. I mean, I can't relate in terms of being a mother, but I do juggle a lot of roles in terms of being a sister, a granddaughter, a daughter, and then work commitments as well. And then I do a lot of extracurricular activities, but everything in moderation. And I guess the message that I want to put out there to so many women who want to start their own business but kind of hold themselves back in a way. Here's 2 amazing, beautiful women from our community that are excelling in their areas. 2 very different industries that they're both in, but very successful, mashallah. But if you want to do something, do it. Put your mind to it and do it. That's the message I wanted to put out there with today's particular show. Also, in terms of sisterhood and support, I think we all create our own little networks, and everybody is a friend, or we meet each other at events or whatever it is. But anything that I do see and we see of each other's, we like comment on, we share it, and even that one little share of your friend's business can be such a big thing. I know we've spoken about this in the past. Like, you don't know that if one like, one comment, or one share,
what difference it can
what
make.
difference does it make to? It doesn't make a difference to me, but it made the difference to my friend's page, or it gave that engagement, or it shared it with somebody that could potentially come for a baby massage class that I probably wouldn't be able to come to anyway. But you don't know that sharing that one little thing can, in a sense, also help somebody else's rosy.
Yeah.
So it's not always about your own gain. It's about putting your own ego aside and helping others, because Allah will give it back to you in other ways.
Exactly. I always say, like, you know, they say, oh, such and such is your competitor. I say, no, they're my friends. And actually, like, something happened, like in the on Saturday, where there was the Aesthetics Awards, and I was there, and I knew that there was another practice in Leicester that was there, you know, as a finalist as well as mine.
Oh, wow.
So I've never met them, but I know about them. I actually made an effort to go and see them, find which table they were on. And I spoke to them and I said, hi, nice to meet you. You know, I'm from Leicester as well. And it's not that I don't see people as competitors, because we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
If we support each other, there's enough for everyone and everything. And rizq comes from Allah.
100%.
You know, and, you know, I always see people as, like, you know, always opportunities to network, to learn, because there are things that I could do that they couldn't, or things that they could do that I couldn't.
Yeah.
And even, like, within the same sector, there could be so many collaborations and people supporting each other.
Yeah. And together, I think you're stronger. And even as a community, you never know. Like, they might have a dark day, you might have a dark day, and sometimes you might need to lean on someone.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what a community does, and a community
It's
comes
support,
together.
yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Afwana, as a female entrepreneur, have you faced any specific challenges in your career that you believe are unique to women, and how have you overcome them?
Unique to women, like, what, how do you mean?
Like obviously the field that you're in, mostly it is mothers that come to your classes. So in terms of, like, I don't know, depression or fighting certain things in the community.
It's I do get a lot of mums. Obviously, they come as a group, so you know, you don't always. Some of them are a little bit quiet. Some of them obviously talk a lot more, and as each group becomes a family, and I always say that to them, because although we may see each other just for that 1 hour, we see each other for 5 or 7 weeks in total. So the whole purpose of it is to come in, to make friends. Mum friends is very important, because you're in a journey, like, you've got lots of friends outside of
who might not necessarily be mums.
Who might not be mums, but when you become a mum, it is exhausting.
And it can be quite isolating, right?
It can be lonely.
Yeah.
So you do need, and obviously out of, like, I get 7-8 mums in a group, you might not gel with everyone, because that's we're humans, right? We don't gel with everybody. But you might be sitting next to somebody and you'll make a lifelong friend. And I've had so many mums that have, like, gone away, and then they'll tell me, oh my God, you know, we met in your class and we're really good friends now.
I love that.
But that to me feels like I've achieved something. You know, it's not always about money. You don't it doesn't always resort to, oh, you know, I want to make money. Yes, obviously we all run a business because we're wanting to make
you need
money,
to put food on the table too.
Exactly. But the whole purpose is that you're giving something back. It's rewarding. So you do get mums that, so I'll notice the ones that are a little bit quiet, you know, and sometimes they share things with you, sometimes they don't. That's just how it is. But I do get mums that are, like, going through postnatal. I had one message me, which I wouldn't, when she was in the class, she was all laughing, joking, everything. And then she messaged me and she said, you know what, I didn't realize how important your class has meant to me, because it's given me a chance to bond with my baby, because I really was not bonding with her.
Oh, wow.
She was in tears. And I was like, I would not. You don't know, because
don't
people
think-
put a front. We
Yeah,
all
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Women are good at
Fake
putting
it till you make
fronts,
it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was like, I would never have been able to tell that about you, because you're really like
Bubbly.
Yeah. She goes, no, but I've really struggled to bond with my child,
Oh, that
and
breaks
you
my
know,
heart.
coming to your
Yeah.
classes has really helped me, bond with her and just be a mum,
Yeah.
because it is hard, isn't
Yeah.
it? Struggling to bond when your body is going through so much as well after having a baby, especially if you've had a cesarean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get so many messages like that. So I can't really just say it's just one mum. I get so many saying,
Yeah.
you've really helped us.
And if you've got that genuine intention in your heart, like, it's not, this goes beyond an income, this goes beyond being a business. It's more like creating a whole safe space and a community, and making moms feel like they belong somewhere, I guess.
And I think I've got a really good community of mums who really support me, and I put a class out, I know I'll have a genuine group of mums that will run to book it. They won't ask me what's the class about, they won't ask me how much it is, where are you doing it, nothing, just book us in.
Okay.
And
also word of mouth sells
Because they trust you as well.
Yeah, it's that trust. You've built trust with them.
They trust you, and they trust their friends who have done things with you as well.
Yeah,
So
it is
that-
100%. I'd say it's word of mouth, because out of like 20 mums that come to my classes, maybe 2 or 3 share on their Instagram, and that's fine. Not everybody is on social media.
No, not everyone's active like me.
active and like me as well. Posting all the time and sharing things, but and that's fine.
Yeah.
But that they'll go away and they'll tell another friend, and that friend will tell another friend.
They do say essentially one person is like an opening to 10 other people.
Yeah.
One person can potentially bring in 10 different people, avenues.
100%. That word of mouth, or even a little share, like even on Instagram, that I went to this so and so. You don't have to say a lot, but like I might see your page and think, oh wow, I didn't know this is everything you did. But then that's for me. I'll come to you.
Yeah.
So that one share
Yeah.
makes a huge difference.
Yeah, massive. Nora, you've achieved a lot in your career, mashallah. What inspired you to start off Beautiful Smiles and Skin Teak, and how has your journey as an entrepreneur shaped who you are today?
So my original passion when I graduated from dentistry was to be an orthodontist. I really loved straightening teeth.
Really?
Wow.
Like a crazy obsession.
Yeah. I just couldn't stand like crowded teeth. I just wanted people to have nice teeth. So originally I graduated from Iraq, from Baghdad, worked there for 3 years, and then I came over to the UK, and then I did dentistry again, but then they were telling me, oh, how about you do this? How about you do that? No, ortho. Went and did the masters in ortho, and I learned to do it the best way, because I just need to do braces and all of that, and Invisalign and everything else. And then the teeth are straight, and then no, they're straight, but they're still not there yet.
Perfect. They're not perfect.
Yeah. So I perfected as well during that as well, like how to do veneers and composite bonding and how to do everything else. And then the teeth are great, and then everything, the smile is great, but then still the face is not symmetric.
No.
I need to look at the profile, I need to look at everything. I want everything to be perfect, and that's why I got into all of this. So I was working as an associate, so we're self-employed as dentists at a big corporate, and I was comfortable doing that. And the way I saw it was, I need to like perfect everything, and then I can speed it up, and that way I could earn more. And it did happen. But then I eventually discovered that actually this is not the standard I wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
So it was a basic NHS practice, not everything. And I started to become like my Instagram page started growing.
Kicking off,
and people coming, and they travel from far because they can see my befores and afters. And like Afwana was saying, like it's only 20% of what I do that I can share, because not everyone likes sharing. And then I thought, I need to really provide the standards that I wanted. And that's when I decided to open Beautiful Smiles, which is my original place. And it was half dentistry and half aesthetics. it started to build up and everything great. And the craziest time I selected this was just after COVID.
Oh, wow.
People thought I was crazy.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
absolutely. How can you open a practice just after COVID?
Crazy. Wow.
And then, but I just took a leap of faith, trusted, yaqeen
Yeah,
in
you have
Allah.
to have that.
Yeah.
Have the yaqeen. And, the other non-Muslims will say it's like the law of attraction.
Yeah.
I learned about the law of attraction, but then we have it in Islam.
Manifesting
Yeah.
and all of that
We have
stuff.
it in
Yeah,
Islam.
yeah.
Manifesting, it means praying to God.
It's a dua.
It's a dua,
Manifestation
yeah.
is a dua.
Trusting that it will happen. It's yaqeen.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
They say
within
trust the
our-
universe, but we say we have tawakkul, we have
Yeah.
taqwa.
Exactly. So I just said, okay, yeah, let's do this. And then I opened the practice. But then, after a year and a half of my practice, flood happened.
Yeah.
But then, I just took it as a resilient way to what do I do to get, to get out of this?
Yeah.
It's all about, again, resilience.
Yeah.
I just always use resilience. I've been through wars. I've been through things. I've been through changing countries. It's all about, I think of a solution rather than think of why it happened.
And you can't dwell in the past, right?
No.
You have to look
Just
forward
think
and
about
be hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I look forward? What can I do to reach a point where, okay, I can get out
Yeah.
of this? And that's when I bought Skin Tea Clinic and I merged them together.
Oh, wow.
And it even became bigger and better because I
MashaAllah.
trusted in Allah. I trusted that it will happen. And I trusted that I can provide the best thing,
Yeah. And maybe there is also people say that when you trust Allah completely, when you leave it completely up to Him, He
Yeah.
knows what's better. He's the best of all planners. So if the flood happened in your previous place, Allah had something better in store for you, and you trusted that completely.
Yeah.
You had that yaqeen, and if you didn't have that yaqeen, you wouldn't be where you are today.
I mean, it became into like a different point where, it turned into a PR thing where, I manifested being on the
Yeah.
BBC, but not for this reason. I wanted to be...
Wait, hey, you got on the BBC. God got you on the BBC.
No, because they know about me. They call me when they wanted to speak to a dentist. So yes, it did open a different door.
Yeah.
And, I moved to a bigger and better place. I wouldn't change it for the world. All my staff are amazing. Everyone,
Inshallah.
I built up a community within work where I like to treat everyone like family.
Yeah.
That's what it's the amazing thing, isn't it? Like when your work is what you love.
Yeah.
What you love doing. I think that
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. If you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like a job.
And if you feel like you're making a difference, in
Yes.
both very different ways, but also still making a difference in the community, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Afwana, what roles of self-care play? What role does self-care play in your life, and how do you ensure that you make time for it, especially during the busy month of Ramadan?
So for me, the most important time where I feel like I can connect with Allah is the Fajr prayer time, because although yes, the kids wake up for suhoor, they go back to bed once they've had everything. So it's just me. I pray a little bit of Quran, and it's that one-to-one time where you feel like the house is quiet, and you can really connect, because when the days just go by
That
so
hustle
quickly.
and bustle,
Oh my God!
yeah,
There's just literally you wake up and you feel like it's already Maghrib time, and what have you done?
Yeah.
Time is so short. So I always find Fajr time the best time to do everything that I need to, and I enjoy that peace. So that's my time alone with Allah. And sometimes it's just sitting there, in the musalla. You don't have to do
In
anything. You don't have to
peace.
say anything. Allah knows
Yeah.
what's in your heart and what you're asking for. Sometimes you don't even know, should I be asking for that, Allah? Am I wrong in asking for this, Because sometimes it's all worldly things, isn't it? But sometimes you just sit there quietly and, enjoy the peace.
But I love how my question was about self-care, and you connected that directly with being at one with Allah.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting all emotional. Stop. Nora, as someone who is both a successful entrepreneur and deeply connected to their faith, what does personal growth mean to you, and how do you pursue it in both work and spiritual life?
So with me, personal growth is really important because I need to always keep in touch, and I need to understand how the science changes regarding any treatment that I provide. is so fast. Like I can't even keep up with the new technologies
Because it's
that come
constantly
out.
evolving, isn't it?
Yeah, new technologies that come out, new things that come out, everything. I need to attend every single conference there is.
Yeah.
And
I've
whether-
seen you jet setting,
Wow.
traveling the world, going to like 1 minute she's in New York, 1 minute she's in like
wow.
Denmark or
Yeah,
something.
and like I need to attend every conference there is, and the thing is, it's like it is time consuming, dental and aesthetic. Like for we're regarding dentistry, like now I'm going to present at a conference in May about like the white fillings, because I like to give back as well, and I need to learn about anything new that's coming out, because I want to be there to provide it. If I'm not keeping in touch with everything, then it means that I'm doing a disservice to my patients.
Or also like you're falling behind, right? Because then now it's like if you're not with it, and if you're not
keeping
up, and you're not at the forefront, you're one step behind the competition, essentially, right?
And even crazier is in the aesthetics, because with aesthetics, it's now to all the world is heading towards regenerative medicine. So regenerative medicine is like how to get your body to repair itself.
Oh, wow.
How to stimulate your own collagen to really look youthful. How to get your own skin to repair itself, rather than before it was like fill.
Yeah. Injectables, all of that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I used to do a lot of filler before, because, it was a different way of treating, things. But although I'm always like, with me, my approach is always look natural, be a better you than look fake. No one who comes to me looks fake.
Yeah.
But now we really reduced on the filler. Like before, we used to do a lot of tear trough filler, where they have like the hollowness under the eyes. Now we don't need that anymore. I use it only rarely, but I use now polynucleotides, which is more, and then that really gets your body to
That's like a vitamin thing, isn't it?
It's like, substance made from salmon DNA. Makes your body produce its own collagen.
Oh, wow.
And then it builds up for under the eyes, not
But
like
I
the filler
can't
that we
keep
used to
up,
do.
I know, you're
I
always
honestly
learning,
can't.
aren't
Yeah.
you? Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
like there's these particles called exosomes, where like before we used to do like microneedling or whatever, and then we use a moisturizer. Now, no, the exosomes are like a way to communicate the cells between them, and then they rejuvenate and all of that stuff. It's a different thing altogether. And then the machines, energy-based devices. Like now I don't even know how many machines I have.
Oh, bless.
Because I need to keep up with everything.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a fast-paced environment, fast-moving industry. And what advice would you give to other women, especially those balancing, entrepreneur, being holding a business, as well as spirituality, and staying resilient and motivated at the same time?
I always think, I always say, like, think of the solution. Don't dwell about the problem. Think about how you can move on. What can you do to, make it better? Allocate time for yourself, because you can get burnt out if you don't take, time out for yourself. It's like Afwana was saying, I do have the night time to myself. Yeah. I love it when everyone sleeps. My husband and kids, they're all in bed. I just sit down and have my me time, or I go out with my friends. So I always have time for myself to do things that I want to do, because otherwise I would have had burnout. Even when my kids were babies, my husband, he was working in hospital, he would whatever, I would have a babysitter to look after them. It doesn't mean you're a bad mom.
No, of course not.
You need your own time to, reflect and regenerate and all of that, so that you can be a better mom,
100%.
And that's the the advice that I would say to moms. I always have some moms telling me, oh, I feel guilty if I go out.
Mom
I
guilt.
I can't do this. It's like, my work is taking. No, make time for work.
Yeah.
That is the work time.
Yeah.
If you want to do extra on your work after the kids go to bed, if you want to have time for yourself, don't feel guilty. Just do it.
Make the time.
Yeah.
Make the time, because nobody else is going to, right?
No, and the thing is, even with classes, like you said, they're not just for babies, they're for mums.
Yeah.
It's about them. I'll bake something each week, which is my USP.
Oh, cute.
Sometimes I find it hard because I'm not a baker. Although they say, oh, you should sell this, and I'm like, no, thank you. I like my kitchen clean. So I wouldn't go into it, but I do bake them something, because I feel like that's something that's for the mums, and they enjoy it. They like having a slice of cake
Oh, I
or
love that.
some brownies, or to enjoy, and that's their time. Sometimes they come and they're like, "Oh, we've not even had breakfast." I'm like, "Well, here we go. You can have a slice of
Yeah.
cake."
And networking is really important for me. Like whenever I attend any events, if I go to anywhere that I am in Leicester, out of Leicester, everywhere, I learn something from everyone.
Oh wow.
I've learned so much from you.
Thank you. And me. I learn something from everyone. It doesn't matter what part of life they're on. It doesn't matter their qualifications. I will learn something from
Yeah.
everyone. And I always consider it as something, as an opportunity to grow and to be better. So if someone is like, thinking of doing something, I would say always do your research before you start. Ask people who are in there, because they won't, not someone who's successful and is a good person, they won't consider you competition.
Yeah.
They will give you.
Yeah.
And I always have dentists who come to me and they ask me for advice. I would just readily give it.
Say the honest truth. Yeah.
I just tell them, look, if you want to do this, you need to do this. I give them contact numbers, I give them whatever. You go ahead and do your own, you have
Yeah.
your own path,
Yeah.
Don't think that if you're going to ask someone who is more successful than you within your same sector, that they're going to hold back,
Yeah.
because not everyone,
Not
you
everyone's
might
like
have
that.
some
Yeah.
who will, but not everyone would, it's worth asking.
Yeah.
What's the worst that will happen? They will say no.
Yeah.
So what?
So what? Yeah.
If you don't ask, you don't get, right?
Yeah. You don't ask, you don't
Because
get.
it would have been a no if you
Exactly.
didn't ask anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You would have had that insight, right? Afwana, what's one piece of advice you'd like to give to aspiring women and entrepreneurs who want to make a positive impact while staying aligned with their faith and their values?
Is to trust yourself. I feel like if there's something that you really, really would like to do, like Nora said, do your own research,
Yeah.
because that's important. But
That you can't go into an industry completely blind. You have to know what you're
you
walking
need to
into.
know.
Yeah.
But if it's something ultimately like that you enjoy doing, you're going to put your whole heart into it, then go for it. Because if you don't try, you'll never know. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because we're too scared. Oh, what if nobody, like, I've got a few baker friends that, mums that have come, and they're like, oh, but, and they've given me, like, there's one who gave me cookies a few years back, and she was like, but I don't know whether I should go into it as a business, because what if nobody buys from me? I goes,
It's
but
that niggling
yes,
little voice at the back of their head, isn't it?
But I'm like, but if you don't, your cookies are amazing. And if you don't go into it, you're not going to know, are you?
Yeah.
So my advice would be, yes, do your research. But if it's something you absolutely love doing, you're going to put your whole heart into it, then go for it.
And you don't know until you try.
No. And
You
do
don't know until you
Bismillah,
try.
put your trust in Allah. Obviously, that's the best thing you
Number
can
one.
do.
Yeah.
And ask Allah for guidance all the time, because that's the best way, isn't it? Like, if you don't ask Allah for guidance, you could just be doing it, and
Just going with the flow.
yeah,
You don't know
exactly.
where you're headed. There's no
And
direction.
if you think, oh well, I trusted Allah put me through this, it wasn't the right thing. Let's move on. Do
Yeah.
another thing.
There's everything. I always say this: everything in life is either a blessing or a life lesson.
Yes.
If it's for you, it will come to you. If
Yeah.
it's not for you, that is a blessing in and of
Exactly.
itself.
Yeah.
You don't know what Allah's protected you,
You
from
see,
or saved you from.
that's where I come down to, like, where I had my third child. I was in a position in my life I didn't want to work. I wanted to do something,
Yeah.
but falling pregnant wasn't the answer
Was-
to that.
yeah.
But alhamdulillah,
It was a way. It was a means, right?
Allah's way of saying, well, I'm giving you a child.
It's a blessing
but
in disguise.
Yeah, I'm giving you something
Alhamdulillah.
else through this child. You just won't see it straight away. Wait. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Alhamdulillah. So
mashallah.
I always thank Allah that because of him, I am where I
You
am
were able-
today.
exactly.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah.
Amazing.
And I'm so sorry to our show's nearly coming to
Oh
an
my
end.
God, it's gone so
I
quickly.
know, it's gone so
Flies.
quickly. Time flies when you're having fun. And with the right people, alhamdulillah. Allah brings us together for a reason. As we've heard from our amazing guests, balancing faith, work, and life during Ramadan is a challenge, but with the right mindset and strategies, it's entirely possible. Prioritizing faith, managing energies wisely, and leaning on a strong support network can make a world of a difference. Oh, my laptop's gone off. Sorry. To all of our listeners observing Ramadan, we wish you a blessed and fulfilling month. Keep striving, stay inspired, and remember, you are not alone on this journey. Thank you so much for tuning in. For women in business, Ramadan is not just a time of spiritual growth, but also an opportunity to reflect on work-life balance and build more sustainable routines. By planning ahead, embracing flexibility, staying motivated through faith, and doing your research, like the lady said, they continue to thrive both professionally and personally. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time, inshallah. Inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming on. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.